We can cross to Graham Souness to get reaction on this. Graham, good morning. Thanks for joining us. A big news day here. Tottenham sack Jose Mourinho. What's your reaction to this?
Good morning. I'm surprised. I think the timing is most unusual given they've got a cup final coming up. But obviously something has gone on that's brought it to a head. I don't think he would have been terribly happy with the way the league form was going. They were in and out. They were sitting at the fifth in the league. Good chance of ending up fourth. I think second guessing. You know, Jose is an experienced manager, a top manager. I think he's become so frustrated with some of the players. You know, in that situation, I've been there myself, where you get so frustrated. You've tried everything, you end up having harsh words and falling out with them. And then that if you fall out with one, you end up falling out with 4 or 5, if not more. That old chestnut ends up getting back to the decision makers that he's fallen out of the dressing room, and then there's only one outcome, and that's the manager to go.
Graham, who's brought in November 2019 for a deal until 2023. He was brought in to win trophies. They could do that potentially on Sunday. Should he have been given more time?
Well, I think, as I said, I think it's very unusual that you sack a manager in the week of a cup final. And that's what I've said. I think something's brought it to a head. There's been an incident or incidents that's made their chairman make this decision. He's taking this decision. Does that improve their chances of winning next weekend or lessen them? Who knows? We'll have to wait and find out. But I think he's obviously, you know, when that Tottenham job became available, you're looking at a team that had been to the Champions League final. You're thinking there can't be that much wrong with it. And I think when Jose got in there, he would have realised that squad wasn't what he thought it was. You know, that season they got to the European Cup final. They shouldn't have been there. They lost 13 league games. They beat Ajax and Man City on the way to the final. They should never beat both those teams. But they got there. And it would suggest that it was a healthy squad. I think once he went in there and started to work with them, he quickly realised they're not as strong as he thought they were.
Good morning, Graham. It's Dharmesh here. Just on Jose himself, now that he's lost his job at Tottenham, where do you think he goes next?
He's a big name. He's a big manager, and I think he'll be welcomed by other big clubs. You know, he's got a track record that's up there with the very, very best. He's got a way of working which doesn't. It's not so attractive to lots of people, but he gets the job done. You know, he generally wins trophies wherever he's been. This might be a situation where he doesn't this time round, but given he's left a week before the cup final, but if he had stayed, he would have fulfilled that argument or that part of the deal as well. I think he'd be attractive to people still, if he's still got the appetite.
Graham, you talk about his way of working and his philosophy as well. Myself and Bella were just talking about the relationship he's had with his players, and sometimes he does tend to fall out with them. How big an impact do you think that might have had in their decision?
I think that's the top and bottom of it, and that's what I said, Dharmesh. I think you know, as a manager, you want to be nice to them, you want to be their mate. You're telling them things over a period of time, and in some cases, the message never gets through, so you get frustrated by that, and then you end up having words with them. And then those words, and then there's Bella, and in a dressing room, if you fall out with one player, that's not just you and him. You're falling out with him and his 3 or 4 best mates, and however many are their best mates. So by falling out with one person in a dressing room, you could easily fall out with half the dressing room. And I think that's where he got to. He's an experienced manager. He's used to success. He's used to working with the very best players that are out there. And I think he's ultimately got so frustrated, he's had words with people, and as always, it's a manager that goes. You know, it is an unhealthy situation. It's an unhealthy relationship. It's an unhealthy, in the football business, the tail wags the dog nowadays, where you've got bang average players and get top managers out of their job.
Well, on that note, Graham, who could replace him at Tottenham?
Oh, no idea. But I'll come back to it. You know, anyone going in there, Tottenham are a very big football club. but I've won very little for being a very big football club. Is it always the manager's fault? And who they replace them with, you'll need a lot of luck and you'll need a lot of support, because unless they've got a real group of very talented youngsters coming through, the only other way to achieve success is by buying it. And will the new manager have the kind of funds? Okay, if they all run off and chase this nirvana of a Super League, maybe the money will come from there. But in the present format, I don't think Spurs are in the market, given they built a new stadium, can be in the market for the very best players that are available.
Graham, great to get your thoughts this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, guys.